I'm honored to be with you today. I'm your host, Coco Selman, 5-time founder, impact investor, and creator of the Force for Good business system. Thank you for joining in today. We're going to dive right in as we look at your life and your business. Has your business growth plateaued despite having a capable team? Do you find yourself over-reliant on your own effort for everything in your company? Are you craving more prosperity and more freedom? What if you could paint a vivid vision for the next 10 years that energizes not just you, but also your team and accelerates impact, scale, and profit? That, my friend, is why we are here today. I am excited to help you on this journey of finding your way to more impact, scale, and profit. We're going to talk about the 10-year impact goal. So what is this 10-year impact goal? It's the primary specific outcome your company hopes to deliver in the next 10 years. So this session is meant to help you identify a specific goal that's going to help you move everything forward in a very big and magical way. This week's tool, it's called the 10-year Impact Goal Distiller. This is a tool you can use to help you get right to the heart of what your impact goal is. A 10-year impact goal is your company's guiding North Star for an entire decade. It's a specific game-changing outcome you want to actualize in the next 10 years. In our Force for Good framework, it's the primary and specific outcome your company intends to actualize over the coming 10 years. This isn't a vague vision. It's a concrete and measurable SMART goal. It's the intersection of purpose and profit. So this is where profound good that you want to achieve for your business meets with the financial success you aim to deliver through your business. Think of it as a point where you're doing good and doing well, and where those two things converge. For example, if your purpose is to empower women entrepreneurs and your profit goal is a thriving, sustainable company, your 10-year impact goal might be something like, by 2035, we will help 1 million women entrepreneurs secure funding for their businesses. Empowering women and meeting profit would be growth through serving 1 million customers. So today, the tool we're using in this masterclass is called the 10-year Impact Goal Distiller. It's a worksheet-based tool, 5 pages long. Go and pick it up at forceforgood.biz/weekly-tool. And it will help you flesh out what your company's big Mount Everest goal for the next to help you move towards your vision. You may be wondering, why 10 years? 10 years seems like a long time. 10 years is very intentional. 10 years is far enough out to actually be ambitious. We tend to underestimate what we can achieve in a decade while we overestimate what we can do in a year. So setting a 10-year goal allows us to really transcend all of our ideas about what we think we can do, allow us to imagine the extraordinary, think bigger, and really anything can happen in 10 years. You can achieve literally anything in a 10-year period with your company. With clear understanding of what a 10-year impact goal is and what we aim to accomplish, let's see how it fits in the bigger picture of the Force for Good business system. I want to give you some examples of what your impact goal might be. Your impact goal could be something like Vita Health, which is a women's health tech company. Their goal is to revolutionize women's health. And their impact goal is to reach 5 million women globally with their integrated health platform, focusing on underserved communities. Another example of an impact goal comes from Echo Wearables, which is a sustainable tech apparel company. The goal is to equip 1 million people with our sustainable health monitoring wearables, promoting wellness and environmental responsibility. The next one is AgriFriend, an agricultural innovation company. Its goal is to empower women farmers and help 50,000 female farmers increase their crop yields by 50% through their eco-friendly farming solutions. These give you some specific ideas about what a 10-year impact goal can look like. Notice how they are specific, measurable, achievable, and inspirational. You see how their purpose and profit are right together. They're intersecting. All right, so let's go on here and you'll see this is where the 10-year impact goal fits into the Force for Good system. So we're always coming back to this 4-page growth plan, and it's our key to helping you grow your business. In 4 pages is everything you need to know to unlock the puzzle of growth in your business. This 4-page growth plan is one of the 3 essential tools that you can get when you sign up at forceforgood.biz/weekly-tool. And you can see that it fits on the first page of the 4-page impact plan. Right here on the first page at the top is the section where we talk about knowing your purpose. The other areas we cover in the 4-page plan are knowing who you serve, your customer, and then knowing your impact plan. The 10-year impact goal sits right here in the first section. If you have inception story, core purpose, 100-year vision, and the next thing is the 10-year impact goal. The 10-year impact goal is a subset of your 100-year company vision. It's saying if my vision is out here into the future, then 10 years from now is where we're going to land. So by placing this goal on your 4-page growth plan, you will ensure it aligns with all the facets of your business, all of your strategy. It will connect and help you actually increase in impact, scale, and profit. And it becomes that guiding star that your short-term plans point towards. This 10-year impact goal is here in this know your purpose section. You'll find it comes later on in the plan too, because when we get on to page 3 and 4, we start to build your growth plan, and it starts with this same impact goal. So your whole plan is organized around it. It's at this intersection between impact, purpose, profitability, and scale. When you hit that goal, you hit the jackpot. You hit everything that's important and valuable to you. Let's go download the 10-year impact goal distiller. You can get it for free through forceforgood.biz/weekly-tool. There's 3 parts to this 5-page tool. Explore the impact you crave, select your 10-year impact goal, and test, edit, and finalize. Start with part 1. First page is all about exploring possibilities. Before setting a concrete 10-year goal, we need to open up our imagination and consider the full scope of the impact we want to make through our company. So this distiller tool starts by getting you grounded in your why and your big vision. Reconnect with your core purpose and your 100-year vision. At the top of page 1, write down your core purpose and your 100-year company vision. Write them down on the worksheet or wherever you're taking notes. Now, if you haven't crafted one yet, a core purpose or a 100-year vision, no worries, because we have a separate tool for the core purpose and a separate one for we have masterclasses for those. Core purpose, it's the fundamental reason your company exists. Your 100-year vision is the ultra long-term dream of what your company is building. It is the brighter, better world. You could start your company vision by saying, our company vision is the world where, and then you describe the positive vision of what becomes possible because your company exists. That's a very big picture, 100-year vision that certainly is going to transcend you. And that is a big part of the purpose. So now that you've considered your core purpose and you have an idea of where you're going over 100 years, and it's aspirational, Now you can start to envision the more near term impact you crave. So take a moment, close your eyes, breathe, and ask, what impact do I long to bring about through my business? Or if you're listening with your team, what impact do you together want to bring through your company? Think about the people that you serve and what you would really like the transformation to be for them. Perhaps it's a healthier life, financial independence, maybe access to education, maybe it's a greater planet, maybe it's some kind of happiness or some kind of beauty. So, whatever resonates with your purpose. And what impact for others will simultaneously drive the financial security and profitability of your business? This second part is key. We're looking for that sweet spot where doing good for others also brings success for the company. So jot down any ideas that come to you. We're going to think about this in a couple ways, but we want to look at this 10-year goal through a couple of lenses. So at the bottom of page 1, we're really asking you to think about volume. Think about the scale. Where do you want to be in 10 years? What do you want your customer reach to be? If you serve 100 customers today, could it be that in 10 years you want to serve 1,000? Or maybe even 10 million. It depends on your business. Maybe you're in 3 cities now, and you could see that you in 10 years want to have a nationwide goal or even a global goal. This first filter is around the quantity of lives or units that you are going to impact. So, how many are you going to serve? How many is going to experience the goodness of your business? For example, one company might say, in a decade, we want to reach 1 million households with our clean energy solutions. So think about it. What are your volume growth goals? How many customers, be it people, businesses, communities, do you hope will achieve the results your company aims to deliver? So write down a few possibilities for 10-year volume-based goals. Great way to start. When I started Illuminating in 2018, we had a 10-year goal. Our goal at the time was to double access for complex care nursing patients. We wanted to double it from 200 to 400 patients in our state. So notice how that specific goal of doubling patients from 200 to 400 by 2030 was a specific volume goal tied to our impact, being access to care. You might have a similar numeric target in mind. All right. So that is the first filter. If we go on to the next page, here's where we ask about customer results. What's the specific outcome per customer that we want to deliver? On page 2 of the Impact Goal Distiller, we shift from how many you serve to what each one get, whether it is a person, company, patient, or community. So if each customer could achieve a remarkable result through your offering, what would that be? For instance, if you provide an educational service, maybe each student improves their test scores by 50%. Or if you offer a financial product, maybe each client doubles their savings. Or if you run a health clinic, maybe each patient reaches a health milestone. Think about the specific measurable outcome that you would long for and your customer would long through your company. Quantify the number of customers who can achieve that specific result. This lens really gets at the quality of your impact, not just how many. Sometimes we talk about goals and say we want to grow our company from X revenue to Y. We'll increase the number of customers we serve and the units we sell. But this is reframing it into a question of quality. So another example is by 2033, our goal is to have 10,000 customers using our software to double their profitability within 12 months. See how that's exciting and inspiring? See how it focuses on each customer doubling profitability and aims for 10,000. Another way to look at this is the linked social benefit. So how does it benefit society? Beyond your direct customers, consider the ripple effect. If your business thrives and hits its 10-year goal, how is the broader community or world better? For example, a company that provides solar panels might frame a social benefit goal like by 2030, we will offset X tons of carbon emissions through our installations. Or a coaching business for entrepreneurs might say, by 2030, we will contribute to the creation of 5,000 new jobs through the businesses we help launch. These are indirect impacts. Maybe that's something exciting for you. Indirect impact is important for purpose-led businesses. So where you link a social benefit, think in terms of the societal outcomes linked to your success. A healthier community or reduced inequality, for example. You could possibly write a goal like, by 2035, our success will mean fill in the blank, whatever that quantifiable social outcome might be. Even if your purpose is very business oriented, there's often a social angle. An efficient B2B service could free up time that people could spend with family. Think creatively about the positive ripple effects from your company. Another way to look at this is a desired internal transformation. So a company's internal transformation. It's asking the question, how will your company evolve over 10 years? This lens turns inward. A 10-year journey will transform not just your beneficiaries, but it'll also transform your organization. Imagine an internal achievement. Maybe you grow from 5 to 50, but more importantly, you're cultivating an amazing culture where people love to come to work. It could have something to do with becoming a great place to work. Perhaps you'll implement a cutting edge, innovative process or achieve a milestone like 50% of leadership roles are filled by women, or perhaps become a B Corp. These are some examples. So what's the internal change or growth you would love to see in your company over 10 years? These are often found within companies that are trying to retool for green manufacturing or reduce the carbon emissions. It could be other things where you're a technology that's curing cancer, for example. It could be internal operations or discoveries that you're aiming to achieve over a 10-year period. It could be about your team, your capabilities, or your company's infrastructure. Think about what you would want to create and brainstorm. Don't censor. Write down multiple ideas of what you might want to achieve over 10 years. This is the creative phase, and the more possibilities, the better. Okay, now we're going to move to the next section, part 2. Now that you've generated a range of exciting ideas, it's decision time. Let's walk through a process to hone in on that one impact goal. You want one impact goal that you will ultimately make a commitment. First thing is, we're going to ask you to start thinking about your top 3 candidates. Start by scanning everything that you brainstormed in your first section and select the top 3 ideas that stand out in your mind. What are the top 3 specific measurable results you wish your company could achieve over the next 10 years? A good top 3 candidate goal meets several criteria right off the bat. All right. First, it resonates with the heart and vision of your company. It aligns with your core purpose, your why. It achieves the necessary scale of impact. That scale would also correlate with the business achieving a certain level of profitability. For example, a founder of a sustainable food company might have something like this. By 2035, provide 5 million people with daily access to affordable organic meals. That could be one. By 2035, eliminate 100,000 tons of plastic waste through our packaging innovations. Another option might be by 2035, achieve $100 million in annual revenue while maintaining carbon neutral operations. So see how all three are an intersection between purpose and profit. It's just a question of which one is most compelling, right? Each of these is measurable and compelling. Your three will be unique to your business. Get a sense of which three are most compelling for you and your business and write those down at the bottom of page 2. Now we're going to go to the next set of questions. We're on the top of page 3, and we're going to apply some tests to help you review those 10-year impact goals and decide which one is going to inspire you the most, what's going to inspire your team. So look at each idea and ask yourself honestly, does this goal make me feel energized and passionate? And when I think about pursuing it, this goal, for 10 years, will my team and customers feel inspired by it? You want it to be a goal that you can share loud and proud, and then it's going to make your team members tell everybody about because they're so excited that they're part of a company dedicated to this 10-year goal. Which of these goals would most inspire and move you and your team to overcome any challenge? It's got to be big enough that they would want to fight for it. They would want to bring energy, enthusiasm, excitement into your team and customers and community. The 10-year journey is going to have a lot of ups and downs. You want a goal that acts like a beacon of light. For example, you might have a goal of providing 5 million people with organic meals. That was one of the 3 we were talking about before. Companies going to provide 5 million people with organic meals, which might be incredibly inspiring to a team passionate about health and sustainability. They can visualize mothers, children, communities eating better because of their work. Another is eliminating plastic waste. They might go the direction of eliminating plastic waste. And that might be equally inspiring if environmental impact is at the core of that business. The revenue goal, while important, might not stir heads and hearts in the same way unless it's tied to impact. So choose the goal that gives you a spark of excitement and motivation, especially in the hardest of times. So maybe one of the 3 that you chose stands out head and shoulders above the others as an inspiration factor. If so, it could be your winner. The next test is the momentum test. This is the question. If we achieve this goal, would it create a domino effect for our other goals? Would it make many other challenges easier or even irrelevant? In the distiller tool, it asks you which of these 3 desired results, when achieved, will bring the greatest momentum for your company. If you're thinking about all the different goals you might choose, which goal will bring energy? Which result will make the other outcomes easier or no longer necessary to accomplish? This is a brilliant way to identify a keystone goal. Sometimes one big goal by its nature includes or enables a lot of other things. For example, going back to the same company with their 3 examples, the goal of serving 5 million meals, if that's your goal, accomplishing that goal might inherently mean you also hit certain revenue and operations targets, because to serve that many people, your business would have to grow financially too. Or a goal like eliminating 100,000 tons of plastic waste might require so much innovation and partnership that along the way, you also become the market leader. Think about your three chosen top goals. Which one, if you pull it off, would naturally check off some of the others on your list? The goal with the greatest multiplicative effect is a strong candidate to choose because it's efficient. You focus on one thing and it gives you lots of benefits. By now, you should have a good sense of which of your impact goals scores highest on both inspiration and momentum. Ideally, one of your three stands out as both deeply inspiring and a force multiplier for your company's success. This is likely to be your 10-year impact goal. Then you can see at the bottom of page 3, you're going to have the opportunity to fill in the goal. You're going to select an actual 10-year goal. So this is the fun part, putting your chosen goal into words. So at the bottom of page 3 of the 10-year impact goal distiller, you're going to write it down. We want a clear, concise, and specific statement. And this distiller provides a helpful fill in the blank format to ensure you include all the key elements, which are a deadline, a number, and a result. Here's how it goes. By date, our 10-year impact goal is to help X number of customers achieve a specific desired result. Okay, so let's break that down. So by date, you're going to set a target date about 10 years out. Today is 2025. You might write December 31st, 2035, or simply 2035. A specific date is powerful. It creates a sense of deadline and urgency. If you don't have a date, you never have a specific timeline. So you give yourself a date. Next is the number of customers. This is where you get quantitative. How many people or units will you impact? It could be customers, beneficiaries, users, patients, clients. Use the term that fits your business context. The number should be bold, but attainable with effort. For example, 1 million people or 500 organizations. So this is the number that are going to be impacted. And then the next piece you're going to fill in the MATLAB is the specific result. So this is the outcome or the transformation you want those people to experience, right? So use an action verb that fits. For example, maybe you want to help your constituents achieve higher income, experience improved health, or receive quality education. Use that language of transformation or result to put into your goal. Whatever describes the benefit or change you hope your customers can achieve. Be as specific about this result as you can. Even if it's a single phrase, write out your first draft of the statement right now. Don't worry if it feels like a mouthful or if it's clunky. You'll have plenty of opportunities to refine it. The key is that it should be unambiguous and measurable. Anyone who reads it should know exactly what you're talking about. It shouldn't be nebulous. By 2035, our 10-year impact goal is to help 3 million women entrepreneurs achieve financial independence through tailored financial products and education. Another example, by 2030, we will help 10 million consumers enjoy sustainably sourced, healthy food that benefits both their health and the environment. Again, clear and inspiring. Take a moment to craft your statement. This will be the crown jewel of today's exercise. It might be a little challenging to get the words right. That's normal. Play with it until it resonates with you and you can practically feel the impact when you read it. We're going to go into part 3. You've got your first draft. You used the Mad Lib. And now we're going to go to this next section, part 3, test, edit, and finalize. It's time to put your 10-year impact goal through a little bit of a stress test. We want to ensure the goal will stand strong over the next decade. Think of part 3 as the quality control for your goal. So let's go through these test questions one by one, applying them to your drafted goal. It might help you to mark yes or no on paper in the actual impact distiller, 10-year impact goal distiller, so you can track yes or no as the answer. Is it true for you? Your goal must be authentic. It should stem from what genuinely matters to you and your company. It shouldn't be about what you think you should care about or what sounds impressive to others. Avoid an artificial connection to a cause or a result that isn't really true to the company's DNA. When your goal is true to you and your stakeholders, you'll have a deep well of motivation to draw from. Ask yourself, does this goal make you feel a sense of personal mission? Does it reflect your organization's true DNA? The next question, is it truly transformational? Does achieving this goal lead to a real transformation for those you serve or for society at large? We're aiming beyond incremental improvements here. Think in terms of a significant before and after difference that you can help the world or your constituents achieve. For example, helping 1,000 families move from homelessness to stable housing. That's awesome. Is transformational for those families. Does your goal speak to a true transformation for customers, community, or society? Is it a transformation that would really light up the heart of your customer? Look at the result part of your statement. Is it describing a meaningful change, healthier life, thriving business, cleaner environment? Transformational goals are inherently inspiring because they promise a better future state. So, is it transformational? Is it embedded in your 100-year company vision? This goes back to alignment with your vision work. Your 10-year goal should be a natural extension of your long-term vision. Does this goal represent a first milestone for realizing your company's 100-year vision? If your 100-year vision is a world with equal access to education, is your 10-year goal a step in that direction, like reaching X number of learners? It needs to fit within the narrative of where your company is headed and what it already stands for. If it feels off track or unrelated, you may need to realign it. Ideally, when you achieve this 10-year goal, you should be significantly closer to your ultimate vision. Now, that said, you may find that you're really clear about what this 10-year goal is, and that might actually prompt you to alter something about your 100-year vision. Maybe now you're clearer about what your 100-year vision is because you can see clearly what that first big 10-year milestone is. Next question, will it matter in 10 years? Some goals sound exciting right now, or maybe it's exciting because you need it right now and it feels urgent, but it might not hold the same level of significance over a whole decade, right? So when JFK decided we were going to the moon this decade, it was inspirational. You want your goal to be something that matters for 10 years. And then at the end of that 10 years, you're still going to want to go to the moon. It's still going to be great when you hit the moon. So ensure your goal addresses something that will be relevant and motivating many years down the road. A goal tied to a fleeting trend might lose luster if that trend fades. But a goal addressing a fundamental need or enduring purpose like sustainability, health, empowerment will likely remain vital. So ask yourself, will I and my team still care deeply about this goal in 5, 7, and 10 years? You want the goal to continue to inspire every time you revisit it. You want to feel the connection to it day after day, month after month, year after year. All right, next test. Is it concurrent with desired profitability? In the Force for Good system, there's a moment in the book we step aside and ask, what does prosperity look like for you, the founder? So verify if we hit this goal, will the business be hitting its financial success goals? This is a pragmatic check. For example, if your goal is to serve 1 million people, is your business model such that serving 1 million people means financial success?
Does it mean you're profitable enough to cover all your costs, invest in your team, invest in your product and systems, and still have you taking home
A salary that make you, it needs to have enough profit at the scale and at the impact for you to be prosperous. Ideally, yes, the goal should be designed so that the impact achievement equals business success as well as your personal desire for financial success. If it's not, you may need to refine your goal to better incorporate a profitability growth element or to ensure your strategy can monetize or fund the impact appropriately. The goal is to have impact and profit hand in hand as a dual win. Is it specific? Is it measurable? Is it achievable with greatness? Not just achievable if you're sitting back, but achievable with greatness. And is it resonant? Okay. So this is the one that's often missed. Is it emotionally and culturally resonant in your company, with your team, and with your constituents? Does the goal connect your company values and inception story? Is it all connected? So it needs to resonate. Last but not least, is it time up? You've had time to look at all these different tests and you've had a chance to take a look at your answers. If you can say, yes, it's true, it's transformational, it's embedded in your vision, will matter in 10 years, it's concurrent with desired profitability, and it's smart, then fantastic. Great. Your goal is looking very strong. If you have any no's or maybes, that's totally okay. This is the moment to edit and refine your goal statement. It's much easier to tweak now. See how easy it is once you get something written down? Now you can tweak it. So it's this opportunity now that you've got a draft that you can really refine it. But something wasn't true for you, ask why. Maybe it felt more what others expect. Adjust it to what you and your company truly care about, even if that means changing the focus. If it wasn't transformational enough, amplify the result, make it bolder, more meaningful, or even more specific. Sometimes, if the transformation isn't specific, it doesn't feel as desirable. So, homeless people now living in a stable home, that's specific. Allow yourself, I like the one about 5,000 jobs created. So we're going to help entrepreneurs create 5,000 jobs. That's specific. And so make sure that transformation is bold and specific. And then we go right into the rest of the specific, measurable, et cetera. If it wasn't specific, add detail, change significant improvement to 50% improvement, for example. If it wasn't resonant, consider rewording it to make it more inspiring. Sometimes adding a descriptive word. Instead of successful businesses, say thriving, self-sustaining businesses. Be more specific. Whatever gives color that aligns your values. So you just keep refining until you can go down the list and confidently mark yes to each of these tests. Isn't that cool? It helps you figure out the goal that's going to matter most to you. Now we're in the final page, and this is where you're going to write down your final impact goal. I always say final is never really true because the Force for Good system invites you to always have the safety and freedom of iteration. Right now, you chose something, and right now, it's perfect for right now. And maybe you'll adjust it, or maybe it'll be the Mount Everest that you climb. And that is fantastic. Either way is good. Once you're satisfied, write down your final 10-year impact goal. There's something powerful about declaring it. So say it out loud. Our 10-year impact goal is, and speak it out loud. Repeat it. Take a moment to congratulate yourself and your team. Consider this a moment of victory. You have written down a decade's worth of ambition in a clear goal. Acknowledge yourself. This goal will serve as a beacon guiding you for the next 10 years. Not everyone takes time to do this. It sets you apart as a visionary leader. So at this point, give yourself a big pat on the back. You have a final, refined 10-year impact goal. So before we talk about implementation, it's valuable to pause and reflect. You've done some very deep work today in a short time. Let's acknowledge some key insights. First, alignment of purpose and profit. One profound insight from this process is recognizing that your purpose and profit can align seamlessly. Your 10-year impact goal is not just a feel-good mission, and it's not just a cold business metric. It's both. For example, if your goal is to help 3 million women achieve financial independence, built into this huge business growth story, you have the ability to also connect with your purpose. We explicitly looked for a goal that ties impact to business success, and you found it. This alignment is powerful. Number two, you were able to identify visionary mindset. So we don't always spend time in the visionary mindset space. You were thinking today 10x, not 10%. We often underestimate the possibilities of 10 years. Now you've felt what it's like to break that limiting belief. That's a visionary mindset. Whenever you feel stuck in short-term limitations, remember to cast your gaze further. You learn to ask bigger questions today, not how do we increase 10%? How do we increase tenfold in a decade? This kind of thinking will unleash way more creative strategies and bold moves in your leadership. Next, you created inspiration as a strategic asset. All right. Inspiration as fuel. You discovered the importance of an inspiring goal that resonates with your team, with yourself. This isn't just a touchy-feely exercise, it's strategic. An inspired team will overcome any obstacles. They will run through walls if they are feeling like it's important. That's what you want to achieve here. By selecting a goal that truly matters, you've essentially secured a decade's worth of motivation. So every time you communicate this goal, you're telling a story that can ignite passion in employees, investors, partners, customers. And this is a huge asset. You'll probably feel more invigorated having this clear purpose defined. The lesson is to ensure your big goals always have the emotional hook, not just intellectual appeal. It will make a huge difference in your execution. Next is the one thing focus, one goal, one strategic focus is a big deal. It is a game changer as a leader. A key strategic insight I invite you to take away is the power of focusing on one big goal. You've practiced the art of high leverage objectives. This teaches that doing less but better can lead to greater outcomes. When overwhelmed with options or initiatives, come back to your 10-year goal. It will act as a filter and a guide. If something doesn't serve the big goal, it's not worth putting energy into it. Conversely, focus on actions that have an outsized impact on reaching the goal. This clarity of focus can be the biggest benefit for your company's productivity, scale, and impact. The power of commitment and clarity. There's something almost magical about putting commitment to a goal. When you put a big goal into words and declare it, maybe your vision was in your head or discussed loosely, but now it's a concrete goal. The moment you wrote it down and finalized it, it became a commitment. You've likely felt a shift, a mix of relief, clarity, and determination. The clarity you've achieved will help you communicate to others and make decisions. It's easy to say no to distractions when you have a big yes written in front of you. So use that commitment and clarity. Reflect on these insights from this one goal. Alignment of purpose, long-term visionary thinking, the necessity of inspiration, focusing on a keystone goal, and the power of a written commitment. You're not just solving today's problems, you are becoming a stronger leader for the future. Celebrate these insights and any other insights you might have gotten along this path today. Be sure to now put your goal in the 4-page growth plan, right? Here's the 4 pages. And right here on page 1 is where you're going to put it. Let's talk about 2 ways to immediately move forward. First is your high leverage habits. And these are habits that guarantee breakthrough results. Which habits can propel your company towards your 10-year impact goal? Ask yourself, what's one new weekly repeatable habit that you can commit to implementing this week? You could have a weekly goal review. Set up a time on your calendar where you take 30 minutes to review your 10-year goal and plan key actions for the week that align with it. Another idea is hold a short weekly or bi-weekly team meeting focused purely on impact progress and share customer success, update your metrics towards your goals, and celebrate wins. This ritual reinforces purpose and enthusiasm continuously and helps you stay focused on the goal. You might implement a habit of daily focus. Block out a set time each day for strategic work related to your 10-year goal. You might decide you're going to do a monthly vision reflection. I love this one. Once a month, take time to write in a journal or discuss with a mentor how your recent decisions and activities are contributing to that 10-year goal. I love this last one too, this personal well-being ritual. You might decide to adopt a personal habit, like a morning routine of exercise or meditation, to maintain your energy and clarity as a leader. A healthy leader is better equipped to drive a big vision. So this is a high leverage habit because your well-being impacts your performance and your team's morale greatly. Maybe you have a meditation, and in that meditation, you take a moment to bring to your heart that goal. Decide one habit you're going to implement over the next 7 days to help you move your incredible 10-year impact goal forward little at a time. The next is a high potency action. This is a single strategic action you can take in the next week that will create significant momentum toward your goal. What is a specific one-time thing you can do that will move this baby forward? A team alignment meeting. Bring together your team. Launch and unveil your new 10-year impact goal. Spend time sharing the vision and brainstorming everyone's role to achieve it. Put it on the calendar. Reach out to a mentor, advisor, or a board member. Spend time with them. Tell them about the goal and ask for ideas and feedback. Initiate a key partnership. Identify one partner or organization that could significantly amplify the reach. Send an email or make a call to initiate that contact. If your goal involves reaching millions of people, partnership with a large network or platform could be that first step. Starting that dialogue now is the first big moment of action. You could pilot a mini project. So launch a very small scale project or experiment that aligns with your 10-year goal. If your goal is to educate millions, perhaps host a free webinar or workshop this week for your community on the same topic. It's a quick win that tests your ideas and creates that momentum. And another idea here is resource reallocation. Put your resources where your goal is. Make one decisive change in how you allocate your time or budget this week. Super exciting. All right. You've defined your 10-year impact goal. You've integrated into your 4-page growth plan. You've discussed and integrated all kinds of really important insights that are helping you become a better leader. If you pass it on to your team, you're going to help them become better leaders. You've identified a high leverage habit, something you're going to do ongoing, and a single one-time potent action that will move everything forward in the direction of that goal. And if you haven't already downloaded the 10-year Impact Goal Distiller, sign up for it at the Force of For Good Biz Weekly tool. When you go there, you'll get the tool of the week. You'll also get the Force for Good essential tools, the 4-page growth plan, the transformational map, and the 7 rituals of innovation. These are the 3 primary tools of the whole Force for Good system. Every week, we have a mini masterclass live, and then I schedule out the recording. So you will get that by signing up for the Force for Good tool of the week. And you can also get access to all of the tools when you buy the book. Purchase the book and gain access and receive all of the tools, instructions for each tool and the full system. And then you can also participate in the Growth Accelerator. It's a 12-module online system. It integrates all of these tools so that you can really quickly put together and implement the Force for Good system. Get it at forceforgood.biz/accelerator. Thank you for being on this journey with me. I appreciate the person that you are, the success that you're building in the world, the impact that you're bringing. The world is made better by women-led business. Let's